So you guys know how I just got the $900 perfect daily driver Volkswagen Jetta back? Well, let's just say we got a check engine on the very next day after spending $1,100 to get it inspected. Yep. Guess what, guys? What is that? You guys see what I see? Uh-huh. Yeah. Literally less than a week after. I haven't made a video because I haven't had time, but guess what? Next freaking day that happened. We're gonna talk about this right after the freaking intro. Yeah, look at that LB7 smoke, baby. Because it's freaking America Day, that's why. I love vehicles in general. I'm actually going to shut it off because, guys, you guys know me. I don't like buying OEM stuff because OEM parts are very, very expensive. So I kind of knew this might happen because when we were at the shop, they basically let me know that, hey, it was $1,100 to get this thing inspected and back on the road. But they quoted me an additional $700 for one freaking part. And I'm going to show you guys what that part is. You see this? I'm going to come a little bit closer. This right here is the secondary air pump on this 2004 Volkswagen Jetta. $535 for this part. Absolutely insane. Plus they said it's going to be like $100 and some to have it installed. So, me being me, of course, you guys can see here, this is not brand new. So, you might be wondering, how much did this cost you? This right here is why I don't like to buy OEM parts. And if I do buy new, I go based off of a product that is very well reputable and stuff like that. That, instead of $535 plus and $100 and some in installation, I paid 30 bucks. Paid 30 bucks. It obviously works. We got to get it installed. Paid 30 bucks for that, and I will do the installation myself. So you might be wondering, where am I going with this? Well, let's go for a drive. Whew. I'm fat, so I'm gonna end up going and getting some McDonald's. Do you guys see this jumping? I don't know if you can see kind of the jolting. So when the Jetta's cold, it acts kind of weird. So we got the Jetta back. Everything seemed to be fine. No check engine light, right? Just got done dumping $1,084 on this $900 car. Now, as stated in the previous video, I love my grandfather's driveway because it is a bitch to get out of here sometimes. But basically, we bought this car a couple years ago for $900. Everything was good. We ended up having to replace the cat on it after a short period of time, and then actually had to replace the transmission. So we're already in a pretty decent amount of money into a 2004 Volkswagen Jetta with now 177,610 miles. I apologize if the camera's a little bit shaky, but so we're already in probably $2,000 with the purchase of the vehicle and everything like that, just in and of itself. And then we parked it. We parked it for a while. I got my Duramax, I got my truck, and just recently we were dealing with the huge issue of, obviously there's issues with my truck and the Jeep needs brakes, so needed to get all that stuff situated. So we frantically put this back on the road, and the inspection hasn't been done since we parked it, which was all the way back in 2018. Now, stuff does go wrong over time, and I'm not bashing this car in general. The problem that I have is it's ridiculous that, one, I had two different shops tell me two different things in reference to what was actually wrong with this car. So not a very, they are well known, but I don't look at them as like a high tier shop, and that is Jack Williams. I took this car to Jack Williams. They told me I needed this, that, the fourth, and like they wanted half of my leg. So they're doing all that, and they're like, oh, well, we got to figure out the check engine light. So they ended up scanning it, and they're like, oh, it's a freaking wiring harness. Well, obviously, it's not the wiring harness. They're like, we're not going to do it, so we recommend you taking it to a Volkswagen dealership. By no means do I go to an actual dealership to have any of my stuff worked on. So I took Jack Williams' word, and they're saying it's a wiring harness issue. So I'm like, okay, well, I really don't want to deal with the wiring harness. So I take it to our local Volkswagen dealership. Well, they literally had the car for, I think it was 9 days in total. 9 days in total. Didn't need a wiring harness. It took them 9 days to figure out that there was O2 sensor wrong, and that the secondary air pump needed to be changed. 9 days. 9 freaking days. Then, I'm an idiot. It is what it is. I only had 2 of the replacement wheels on for the wheels that I picked up for $60. So I only had 2 of them on. Jack Williams passed the tires that were on it, but the Volkswagen dealership didn't. They charged me $130, $129.99 to install 2 wheels and balancing them. Absolutely freaking insane. So there's a money pit right there. I think everybody knows the dealerships are money pits. My issue was $535 for this part. $535 freaking dollars for that. What? It is the secondary air pump. Secondary air pump. Luckily, I am very good friends. Family is very good friends with the local junkyard around here. That's actually where I got my 1992 Camaro and my 1988 Camaro when it was wrecked. A lot of stuff that I actually go through them because we trust them a lot. We've known them for a very long time. Ironically enough, even though it's 4 hours away from where I'm currently at right now, where we have the family cabin, the owner of the junkyard bought property up there right near us. Like it borders ours. So like that's kind of how close we all are together. So they obviously reassured me that this pump does work. So why are OEM parts so expensive, and why do dealerships press the issue for you to buy them? I don't know as if there's like an actual answer for that. I really don't, other than the fact of they want their money, and it's like, what better way to replace a Volkswagen part than with an official Volkswagen part? Now, I will say there are plenty of bad aftermarket parts out there. 100%, there are bad aftermarket parts. There's stuff that are deemed too cheap, whatever the case may be. So whenever I buy stuff online and I'm looking at parts, I do look very, very deep into reviews, because let's face it, I'm not the only one balling on a budget. I'm not the only one that was probably like, I am not paying $535 for a part when I can get it a hell of a lot cheaper, whether I buy it used, whether I buy it whatever. A lot of people try to like steer away from buying used parts. So I'm gonna explain why I bought this thing used. One, it's $30, okay? $30 for that. If I get 6 months out of it, perfect. I'll get another one. I will literally buy another used one. I'll learn how to do it the first time I install it. So the second time's gonna be easy. You know, and there's a good chance that that pump that I put in here for $30 actually lasts longer than the duration of me having this car. Now, with me driving back and forth to work, it's like an hour and almost 40-minute drive. With everything going on in the world today, as I stated in the last NASCAR video, I'm still working, and my kind of range of where I need to work is a lot bigger now. And why would I spend $700 into a part that I can get for $30, and even if I have to replace it 5 times, one, you're getting the experience of working on vehicles. That is one thing that I stress, even you know, on my channel. I do not know the freaking answer to everything. I don't know how to do everything. I don't know how to fix everything on a vehicle. There are so many of you watching that have so much more knowledge than I do. And that is where YouTube is such a great platform. Because I guarantee, and I haven't looked this up, I guarantee there's a video changing that part. Guaranteed. And guess what? Now I'm getting my hands dirty. I'm going to end up doing my own video so I can help somebody out in the long run. You know, there are so many benefits more than just saving money when buying used parts. And like I said, a lot of people try to stay away from buying used parts because they don't want to deal with the hassle down the road. I would say, hey, if this was a newer vehicle, like brand new, one, it'd probably be covered under warranty. But two, like, I don't know. That's always been my personal preference. It's not a matter of being cheap. It's just a matter of being efficient. And to maximize your efficiency, you save money, you learn something, and you help somebody out. That has probably been like the biggest thing on my channel, is like trying to save money, helping people out, and learning something. And I like to be able to teach you guys how to save money with parts. And obviously it helps out all the way across the board. So yes, there will be a video of me installing this stupid freaking quote unquote $500 and some part that would have cost me $700 in total, and we will get this $900 Jetta back to exactly where it needs to be. Little butt hurt that the check engine light came on literally the very next day. Makes me feel like they just cleared it to basically force it to pass inspection, which is what it is. I mean, in a way, it's kind of a bonus that they did that, because otherwise I would have had to take the time, and I've been super busy to bring it home, install the part, then bring it back in, and only God knows how long it would have freaking taken for them to actually inspect it then at that point. But I'm glad to have the car back. I'm glad that I'm not driving the Jeep as far as I'm, working now. This thing, ultimately, I do have a massive goal with this $900 Jetta, and ultimately I want to crest 200,000 miles, and then crest 250,000 miles, and potentially try to get this thing to 300,000 miles before we have to do anything super crazy. Like I said, the trans is already replaced. As long as we take care of maintenance and stuff like that, I'm going to continue to abuse and just drive this thing and put a shit ton of miles on it and see how far we can really push it. Sorry for blabbing, guys, but I just kind of wanted to give my input why it's a little bit better to buy used parts, and even some parts that are cheaper, but obviously doing your research first. So if this was your first time watching a video on my channel, I hope you guys give this video a big thumbs up. I'm gonna get some McDonald's. I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.